Hi again, grade 6. Hope you did well with the test yesterday. We'll have a look at it next week and work out what you're understanding and what we want to work further on. Today's work, and you're going to continue this work on Friday, is to do lots of reading to help you to understand more and more and more and more about how earthquakes, tsunamis and volcanoes work, and also, and this is a really interesting part, how they affect human beings. So on this page, on the class site, which you'll go and look at in a moment, are a bunch of links on the right-hand side. The first job you're going to do is open your notebook, and I'd like you to do this now, please. Open your notebook and create a word list in your notebook. So at the top of a new page, you're going to write word list for earthquakes, tsunamis and volcanoes. And then as you do your reading today, anytime you come across an interesting word, you're going to write down the word and then write a definition. I've actually written these instructions here for you on the page. So I'm going to read them out to you now. And as you're listening to me reading them out, you can be creating your word list in your notebook. It says, as you work today, keep a word list in your notebook. Write any new or important words you come across and a brief definition. Remember that if you write define before a word in a Google search, it will give you a dictionary definition. Your work today is to find articles about recent earthquakes, tsunamis and volcano eruptions. Use the links here and search on the sites. You'll probably find that you need to skim through a few different articles until you find one that you really want to read. Take 5 minutes to skim and search before you settle into the article you want to spend your time on. Read taking great notes. Remember all the skills you have for taking different kinds of notes and choose the notes that will most help you prepare well. Be ready with your notes for a conversation later in the class, sharing what you have learned. So don't forget to have your notes, so we can go back to our class on Monday. Don't forget the different kinds of notes that you're taking and how these can help you. The checklist that you have in the back of your notebook, to read deeply and thoughtfully. And also, don't forget the test that you did yesterday and the things that you weren't sure about. So what I'd like you to do is take a moment now to turn and talk to your partner. What's something you found a little difficult, a little challenging, something you thought, well, I kind of get that, but maybe not completely, when you were doing the test yesterday? Turn and talk to your partner for a minute. I'm just sitting here not saying anything. This is very weird. I wonder if you're still talking, because I'm not really there. Okay, this is still weird. So I'm bringing you back to pay attention to me now, and I'm kind of figuring you haven't really had time to talk that through with your partner, but when you sit and work with your partner in a minute, you might like to investigate the two of you further. What is it from your remembering of the test yesterday that you really want to find out more about? So let's imagine that you were wondering whether earthquakes really occur at all plate boundaries, because one of the things I know from 6ITY is that we were wondering whether you get earthquakes happening underwater when you've got two oceanic plates that are splitting apart, when you've got a constructive plate boundary underneath the ocean. So maybe we'd go and Google that a little bit. We choose one of these sites. These are all great news sites that are designed for kids. Some of them you'll find are greater than others. Not everything is equal. And I'm going to start with this one because I particularly like it. And this is the kids version of the BBC News. So you'll find that it starts with today's news. So on Friday, when I'm recording this for you, the Duke of Edinburgh has stepped down with his royal duties. You might get a bit distracted by what's on this front page. You can have a quick look, and it's great on the weekend to read the news. Where you really want to go is up here to the search function. So up here in the search, I'm going to type in earthquake and go search. And here's some different material, different articles about earthquakes. I can scroll through and see what might be here to investigate. Well, here's one off Indonesia, but I know that that plate boundary is a constructive plate boundary down there underneath Indonesia. None of these are going to help me with my specific question, but I think I'm going to jump in and have a look at one of these anyway. And off we go. There's a bit of video, so you can pop some headphones in, listen to a bit of video, do a bit of writing, and grab some notes. So today's work, I'm going to go back to our site. Today's work is to prepare notes, investigate important questions about things you want to know more about, and use these sites to find articles, to write notes, to help you to prepare for a conversation. So at the end of this class, you'll be getting together with your small group to have a conversation about the things that you're discovering and to prepare some more questions. You have today's class to do this work, and you'll do exactly the same thing in tomorrow's class to keep digging deeply so that when I see you again next Monday, you're going to have lots and lots of ideas for a little check-in we're going to do on your reading work. I'll be getting you to show me the work that you've done and show me the different kinds of useful notes that you're taking. And I'll also be getting you to show me a kind of a check-in discussion where you're showing me the way your discussion work is improving and improving. Today's class Thursday, tomorrow's class Friday. You're doing exactly the same thing, practicing this reading work. Have fun, work hard. Looking forward to catching up with you all again on Monday.